Looks like we may be getting some weather.
See a lot of dark clouds off in the distance. So it's been rainy off and on most of the day. Wouldn't you know it, start uploading very first video to Beach and Moan, and the internet goes out. You normally do pretty good, Xfinity. I can't complain too much about you, I don't guess. This past week you've been hitting it pretty hard, but we've been having some weather, so I understand. I hope that's not a sign. It's not. I know, you know what? It's a sign that you have to keep going. Trudge ahead. Just because there's obstacles, don't stop. The internet's going to come back on at some point. If not, none of you are ever going to see this anyway, so what's the difference? If the internet doesn't come back on, the end of the world is coming. We understand that. So, anyway, I'm not going to let that discourage me. I came in here to try to get a little workout. I brought you guys along because, like I said, I'm going to let you guys hold me accountable. So I hope you guys are. I hope you can see me because I don't even know. But, just got this little ab rocket. I've only been using it a couple days. Like I mentioned in the introduction video, I've been trying to lose weight, my husband and I. We have cut back tremendously on the junk food that we were eating, and we are eating more of a low carb diet. We're not actually counting anything. We've actually kind of stopped as strict as we were because he's lost 30 some odd pounds. I've lost like 38 or some odd pounds. I haven't weighed in a while. I've been trying not to weigh. The number doesn't really bother me. This is what bothers me. This jiggle right here. That's why I'm showing it to y'all, so it can embarrass me enough to stay encouraged. I'm gonna get rid of it. If I can't get rid of it this way, I hope one of y'all know a good doctor at a good price. I may have to go down to Mexico. I can't afford one here, I doubt, but somebody's gonna have to get rid of this. I don't like it. My husband says it's fine, it doesn't bother him, and I'm glad. I appreciate that he loves me no matter what, because I love him no matter what. He's lost a good bit of weight, and I'm glad for both of our health-wise that we have. He has been as handsome today as he was 30 pounds ago, as he was 30 years ago. So I love him no matter what. He is my number one. God put he and I together a long time ago, and he's my other half. So as long as I don't lose that much weight, we're all going to be okay. I'm going to be okay. The world's going to be okay. We're all going to make it to the end. All the way to the end. I pray that you're ready. This is the ab rocket. I don't even really know if I'm using it correctly. I looked it up on YouTube to see. It says basically you sit on the cushion. You put your butt all the way to the back of the seat, from what I understand, to where when you go to lower down, your lower back is engaged with the bottom roller. These rollers do move like this, so that way it helps support you. I really like the thought of that because I already have some back and neck issues, and that's really one of the reasons why I use it as an excuse not to do any kind of abs workout as far as like sit-ups or anything like that off the floor, because it really does hurt my back a lot. It's almost impossible for me not to like pull on my neck because I am not athletic or in shape and never really have been. So I'm hoping this is going to give me a little more support, encourage me to do it, and actually be physically able for me to do it. I'm hoping. They actually make a different one, a red one, with the twist seat, the ab rocket twist, and it has even more function. So if I run across one of those, we may change it up, but this ab rock is going to be the trick for now. So I did adjust the top here. You just loosen the little wing nuts in the back basically and adjust it to your height. It says, you know, your neck is not supposed to come off of the thing back here the whole time. So I've been trying to do that. That's been my main focus as well. I'm doing it. I'm trying to make sure I keep my neck here because, like I said, that's one of my biggest issues of why I wanted this little handy dandy vintage device. So I know, as we all know, everything works. It all works. Food, you know, any kind of equipment, anything you can think of to do, stand on the wall, whatever, it all works. It's follow through. And we all have problems with that. So, come on. Some of y'all, if one of y'all got these, or if somebody's looking it up right now, wanting to know how to use it, get on it, work it with me. So, from what I understand, these springs right here are interchangeable. I purchased this one from a thrift store, so it only had the one set of springs. I'm going to look around and see if I see the other springs, because I don't know what tension this is. This one's solid black, where it shows, from what I looked like, from what I looked online, some of the tensioners here. Let me move so you guys can see. These black pieces here is like a rubber piece covering up a spring that goes over like a little pulley type wheel, so it glides along easily, and it just helps it when it bends back. It gives it tension here. So these springs, the different ones, are designed to be a easier workout or a harder workout. So let me make sure you guys can see. Anyway, so I could have been talking to the wall just then. That's okay. My mama says I'm good at that. I got it from her. My son got it from me. We all got it from my granny. No telling how many generations it goes back. You know, blood runs deep. Anyway, these tensioners, there's, you know, the springs is supposed to be different tensions. So it's make it for harder workout, you know, medium, beginner. I don't know what these are. They're probably really worn out. So I don't really know if it's doing too much good or not. I'm going to keep doing it because I figure any kind of movement is better than me just sitting here on the bed, on my computer, typing away, working away, whatever. At least I'm doing some sort of movement. It is rainy and nasty outside today. My husband and his friend are shrimping. I hope they're being safe. I've tried to call them. They haven't answered me in the last little bit. They may be busy, I feel sure, if they're catching any. But I just hope the weather's holding out where they are. So, prayers that they're alright. I know they are. The Lord's got them. Either way. I hope He brings them back to me. But anyway, we're going to work on this a little bit. I don't want to get too serious. As y'all know, I will do it. But I'm going to try to stay silly, stay loose. Loose as a goose. And not as loose as this, though. So, I'm going to put my feet about shoulder width apart. This is what I'm going to do. Soles down on the floor. And I don't really know a lot of exercises. I tried to look them up. There was a few. They all look kind of similar. I'm just going to do them until I get kind of tired. My back is a little bit sore from doing them because even though it's not a lot of pressure on my back, the rollers do push on your back. So, you know, just a little getting used to. Like I said, I've only been using it a couple of days, but I want to keep using it. So here we are. We're doing it together. All right. So, and the lady in the workout video says I'm supposed to hold my navel down to my back. I don't really know how you do that because I've been fat for a while. And I can't hardly even suck in to feel that my navel moved, much less all the way down to my back. And I do get sidetracked. I'm talking to y'all, so y'all forgive me. I'm probably not doing correct form or any of that. I'm not even counting or any of that. I'm just kind of doing something, just trying to move. And I can feel it working in my abs. So when I hear her say that, I assume, and I'm gonna do pulses is what they said do next for a minute, or for, you know, a little session. So I'm assuming when she says hold your navel down into your back, she's meaning, you know, like suck in, try to keep it tight. So I don't know if I'm really doing that right. I've never been good at exercise or anything really physical like that. So, and it may not look difficult, and I won't say that it is difficult, but it will wear you out. So I guess it's got to be doing something. We're going to see, because over time I know I'm going to see results. I need a sip of water, so right now we're going to get a side view. So this is today. This is what I don't like, or this, and I'd like to tighten the rest up. How about that? No, I don't want it to be like that. I just want it to be firm, tone, not jiggly. I don't like all that wiggly. I was checking to see if my honey might be back yet. He ain't. Shrimping is not easy. It's hard work. A lot of work. Good to eat though. And shrimp are pretty healthy. High cholesterol, so we do eat a lot of seafood as far as fish, crabs, shrimp, that sort of thing. All that's high in cholesterol, I believe, so I feel sure my cholesterol is high. So doing some of this, gotta be good for it, right? Help get rid of some of it, maybe. Work off some of those bad, what is it, the LCLs? It's been a long time since I've had to think about it, so I don't know. Alright, here we go. Another step. Oh, catwalking it. Oh, nope, not done with that section yet. I almost forgot. Breathing is one of my biggest problems in exercising. Of course, right now I'm talking too much, but I've never learned to breathe while I exercise. And breathing correctly is important, of course. I know it sends oxygen to your brain and things like that, so it keeps you from being so loony. No, for real. You do have to stay balanced. So that's why sometimes, like when you're running, or like right now, I didn't really feel that way, but I could see where people would feel like a dizziness or thing like that, just because of the fact that, you know, it kind of got my balance off a little bit, where I was like, you know, not breathing correctly. So that's also one good reason why you do like little sets instead of just continual. You don't want to wear yourself out, and plus you want to give your muscles a break for a second, and and work them again. Make sure my booty's in the right position on this little cushion. One thing I definitely noticed after I lost weight, and I told my husband I did not even ever think about that before, just because of the fact that I guess when I was smaller I hadn't had anything to compare it to. But as I got larger, didn't really notice it, of course. And then as I got smaller again, now when I sit on things, my butt bone hurts sometimes. So I was like, I guess I had a lot more cushion when I was fatter. So maybe I'm gonna get me some butt workouts and figure out how to tone that back up. Maybe put some muscle in between the bone instead of just a little bit of flabbiness. And y'all, please don't watch my form. I know I'm not probably doing it correctly. Oh, and I forgot my little pulses again. I need to get some oil on this thing somewhere, wherever it's groaning at me, or it's moaning at me. I'm beaching and it's moaning. Few little second break. I don't think this was anything I even saw online. It's just something that when I did it, I could really feel the pull in my tummy. So I figured it must be doing something for sure. Of course, it's a good idea to stretch. I used to be really good about it when I was young. And then, life happens and things you used to do kind of go by the wayside, take them for granted. I remember being just like my grands are now, playing on the exercise equipment, thinking it was fun, just doing it over and over and over and over and over. Whereas now, if I did it as much as they did, running on it, I probably would pass out. That dang elliptical is no joke. And I am not a runner. I can walk. I can walk for quite a ways, especially at a moderate pace, but I am not a runner. And that elliptical is pretty close to it. Hope you guys enjoy hanging out. If any of you guys have an ab rocket or know any of these exercises that I should be doing, let me know. So this will be my 4th day, or the 5th day doing this. So I probably should be able to tell more of something by now, but my muscles were weak down in there. I didn't have a lot of developed ab muscles. So I'm hoping it's just taking them a while to get back to feeling that burn, but I can definitely feel it a little today. So that's good. Good sign. Like I said though, it's gotta be better than nothing. Definitely it's gotta be better than eating a bowl of ice cream, right? Or my absolute favorite, my first true love of food. Because of course my first true love was God. Next is my mother and father and my husband and children and grandchildren. But food-wise, French fries. How I love that fried potato. I just love it so much. But the last several times I've had French fries, they really haven't been all that great. So maybe I'm kind of over it. Peace, fries. Nah, I still love you. Ooh. Like a butterfly wing with that one. Maybe that's a new one. Any of you guys that like those ASMR noises should be loving this ab rocket boning under me. Ooh. Killing me. Hair's getting greasy even. Lip freak. Check the internet again. I do normally at least like to watch something or be entertained myself a little bit, because this is one of my biggest problems with exercise, of course, is the boredom. It's boring. And being boring and not fun. But, you know, one of the things that really has me wanting to really gonna do it is the fact that I do understand that exercising, getting up, getting your muscles moving and your body moving is not only great for your muscles, but it's great for your brain. It's great for, you know, all the systems of your body need physical exercise. So it's great for all that. But it's really good for stress relief and things like that because of the fact that, and I don't really remember exactly all the chemicals or even if any of the chemicals I'm about to say are correct because, you know, I could be wrong. I'm a little doofy. But anyway, the like things that your brain releases, the chemicals that change in your brain as you're exercising and as those endorphins and things are, you know, just exploding in your body, like the serotonin, endorphins, I can't think of some other ones right this second, they just ran out of my brain, but like dopamine is one, like all those things that are, you know, that's the things that are in our body already, that our body produces, and when you exercise, it increases your body's response to make that. So those things make you happier. They are a lot of what controls your mood. So not only, you know, is it a mental thing, it is in a way mental because of course the people you're around, the things you're doing, the things you're watching, the things you're looking up, you are being you. If you are being mopey and dopey and sad, you know, change it. I'm trying to change. You know what Michael Jackson said? Gotta start with the man in the mirror. So, I have grown up with a lot of negativity and everybody that I know of in my family. So we are all just that way. It's hard to please us. You just understand. We can't even please ourselves. So there's definitely no chance in hell that you're going to please us. Not 100%. And that's okay. We know that too. But it's good to try. We try to please ourselves even though we know we're going to fail. But it's good to try. Because you always have to have goals. So if I'm striving to be better, you know, good for me. And the way I see it is if you see other people striving to be better, good for them. You should encourage them. Don't knock them down. Don't be one more step on their back to try and knock them down. Be the hand underneath their chin pulling them up, you know? I just wish that for everybody. And don't get me wrong, I'm not always that way either. We all have our moments and somebody can push our buttons and really make us want to step on their neck, much less their back. So, you know, 'tis life, but we all got to try to remember glass half full, because, you know, if it's always empty, it's probably going to run out a lot quicker. So anyway, enough of that. Get back to it. Not so serious all the time. Miss Terry. That damn Rick. Faster. We love you guys. One more set of those. See, I'm too OCD. I could have just moved my hand around the bottle a little bit, but no, I gotta move the bottle out of the way. It was in my nerves, just being there, a quarter of an inch in the way. But you know, stuff like that is good. Talking to you guys is good because it gets it off my mind that this is kind of hard. need to drink this water because I can tell I'm dehydrated. Because my mouth's dry, my lips are really dry. Talking to y'all, of course, makes it drier. Because, of course, you do have to use a lot more of your saliva to talk. But still, I can tell that I need to drink probably another bottle. I hate these things with a passion. And I used to be one of those people that said, who in the heck is going to buy water? Water comes out of the ground for free here, dude. Well, first of all, I didn't realize that, you know, electricity makes that pump run. Unless you're doing a little hand pump. Of course, we have, you know, we know a few of those too. My granny's got one in her yard for my pappy. But typically, even in the country, when water's free, that electricity out there, when that pump turns on, that's what's running that pump. And that water comes out of the ground. So it's not technically free, because that pump does run off your electricity bill, of course. But, like here, we actually have city water, sewer, that sort of thing. So we pay for water. And of course, because it is, you know, piped in from the city, they add chemicals and things to it. It's tested and this and that and the other, and it's all good, blah, 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 blah. But it just doesn't taste that great. And even where we were in the country, even the well water there wasn't good, which is strange. I know everybody's gonna tell me well water's the best, and I understand that. We have both lived in places where the well water was the best, and we're actually not far hometown wise from a little place called Healing Springs, South Carolina, where, you know, it's got a few natural springs coming out of the ground that they've put some, you know, pipes and spigots to, where you can fill up jugs, and people swear by it. And of course, it's natural, all filtered water. You can drink it right out of the pipe. Of course, it just bubbles out of the ground, but they've put those spigots there for the ease of access of people filling up jugs and stuff like that. But that is just one of the landmarks here in South Carolina. If you haven't, you know, ever been there, Healing Springs. One of my aunts used to swear by it. It's the only place she ever used to drink water from. It's a little too far for us to get water from all the time, and it's a little bit too inconvenient, I guess, because we've gotten too hoity-toity that we have to buy water. Because I just don't like the water here. I've tried some of the little filter jugs and that kind of stuff. I don't really like any of those. None of them have really worked that great. So I just told my husband recently I was going to try to get some, really like maybe try some different filters and that sort of thing. Because I do not like the waste of the plastic. And I know I'm just one person. If I stop, whatever. But, you know, one less. And I drink a lot of water, so it'd be a lot less. Normally at home, I do drink it out of like the gallon containers, just so, I don't know, if 1 gallon jug is any better than 20 little thin plastic, you know, those smaller ones, I don't know. But I do normally use the gallon ones and use a reusable cup at home. But did not have any today. I'm waiting to go pick up my Walmart order right now. Let's see, what we're going to do. I'm going to do the side. Again, I'm trying to keep my focus on keeping my neck or my head on this top roller, because I really want it to support my neck as far as me not pulling and straining on it, to try to keep it good for my back and the neck, of course. But I do not have the ability to keep my whole back on the rollers, as the video suggested, but I'm trying. And that, when I saw them do that on the video, I thought, man, that looks like they're not even doing nothing. Do what, Sister Chaw? I feel that. Do one more set of each of those. Can't hardly keep my feet on the ground now. I'm feeling those ab muscles work, especially real low and on the side. Oh. And I got some like wrist weights and ankle weights that you use when you're walking. We'll get those and try to remember to use them the next session with this. I was even playing around yesterday trying to figure out some sort of leg exercises to do with it. I looked some up online and they make a little different type of device that goes with this thing that make, you know, some band, you know, there's like resistance bands and that sort of thing. But I was more or less thinking like with the spring itself, so I did kind of turn around and put my leg on it and make it go up and down a way, so I might do that a little bit. Like I said, I don't know if it does anything, but something's better than nothing, right? I'm not a real good exerciser, so my form is terrible. Hopefully I'll get better as I get stronger and as my muscles get tighter. Or I die first. I'm struggling now, can't keep my form at all. I wasn't doing good already. Now I'm doing terrible. It goes to show it's doing something. Whew. 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 I need to go use my neck massager now. I do feel it straining on my neck some. So I don't know if it's from me like trying to hold back on it, or that last little bit when I was struggling just then. I can feel it in my shoulders kind of. So I'm just trying to stretch my back out a little bit. And I know some people that like crack their neck. I know when I've gone to the chiropractor before and they've done that, man, that has felt so good at times. But that's kind of a scary thing, that pop. Damn. Glad I'm still here with you. If not, I guess I'd be talking to Jesus instead of you. I feel sure him and Guy right now, when they looking at me, discussing me right this second, they like, what the heck is that foolishness got herself into right now, sitting on the floor in that little bedroom talking to her dang phone. Girl, get yourself back to work. So like I said, I don't really know anything leg-wise to do on this thing, so I'm just gonna play around. Let me get me a pillow here, because that, I don't wanna, I really should have brought my mat, but I'll grab one off of this little spare bed. And I know it's not really a strong exercise for my legs or anything. You know, I do have pretty big legs, even though I feel sure a huge percentage of this is fat and cellulite, not anything muscular. But I'm trying to like control the spring itself, just to give my legs some tension a little bit, instead of just letting like it like flop back up. You know, I don't want it to like flop back like that anyway. So I am, you know, using my leg to hold pressure. I'm trying to just do it kind of in a slow movement. And like I said, I know it's not anything, but it's something. I don't know if you guys can hear that Velcro in my knee just then, but this movement kind of reminds me of those little spring type exercises. And actually we have one of those somewhere. And if you guys don't know what I'm talking about, it's like a little piece. It's like, I have no idea how to describe it. It's like a handlebar on one end connected to like a spring It looks almost just like these, but it's longer, probably about that long. And then on the other end, it's got like what looks like little petals on each end. So I have no idea how to describe that. But, so for the ones of you who get it, great imagination, because I know I am not a great narrative. Anyway, you hold the handles, your feet are in the little pedestal things, and you work the spring. And you can either work, of course, your feet out, or you can do your hands, or I guess you could do both. Or, you know, I feel sure there's probably a variety of exercises you could do to it. But basically, this is kind of like, it reminded me of that same motion. And I had gotten me a Thigh Master, you know, the little things that, who was that advertised the Thigh Master? I don't think that was Jane Fonda. That was way too after that, wasn't it? Cindy Crawford, maybe? I can see her in my head. Starts with an S. Suzanne Somers. I can't think right this second, but anyway, I had gotten me a Thigh Master. She's really beautiful, blonde. What's her name? That's gonna drive me batty now. Some of y'all tell me what her name is. Thigh Master, the queen of the Thigh Master. Okay, so anyway, I had picked one up, and I had been using it, and I had put it in my car, so that way when me and my husband were doing things like riding around out in town, going thrifting and yard selling or whatever, I could like, you know, work it in the car. Well, I did it for a few times, but my car is really little. I kept putting it in the floor, and I kept trying to put it out of the way in the floor, so then of course I couldn't see it. Then, you know, of course, then I realized I wasn't using it, and it's in the way, so then you take it out. Anyway, blah, 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 blah. So then I ended up donating it back. I think I bought it from a thrift store, and then I donated it back. And now that I'm trying to get it together a little bit, tighten these girls up a little bit, now I need it again. And when I first got it, my husband was like, "You're not going to use that thing, and it's not going to work." And the same thing he said about this. So I'm trying to prove a point. I'm using it. I want to use it. I want to get back in better shape. I do. So I know what it takes to do it. Me. I just got to do it. And I'm going to do it. So anyway. Even if it just means I lay here doing little nothings. Talking to y'all. Wonder where my man in the boat is. I pray they're alright. When I get done with you guys, I need to call him again. He hasn't tried to call me yet, so I guess they're not in need of me at the moment. Tide's probably out by now. I don't really even know. It was out earlier. I don't know if it's come back in yet. Hadn't really paid attention to what the tide was the last couple of days. I think it was high in the middle of the day. See, and I could tell from that movement that I wasn't even on here. Make my butt be lopsided. So I'm just using my big toe, basically. Just trying to make it have some tension. And I want to like work these hamstrings down in here. I can feel them like right through there. So actually I'm not using my toe, I'm almost using kind of like the ball of my foot then. Ooh. Wow. That did a little something back here too. So I might can figure out some other exercises to do with this thing. Right now it almost feels like that was trying to give it like a Charlie horse, so let me work it a different way for a second. And I'm just trying to think of things, guys, to, you know, do with it, give my legs some kind of tension. I don't want this thing to like catapult me either. I'm just checking because I should be able to see out of this window when my man and his friend get back. And I still don't see them. So I'm getting a little bit more worried about them. So I'm going to jump off here with you guys. And I'll catch you again soon, I feel sure. I'm hoping. Y'all leave me some comments. Give me some encouragement. Let me know that you're out there and you want me to come back and hang out with you again. That y'all want to hang out with me. That I'm not just hanging out by myself. Although I am, really. That's okay. Working on me. And really, like I mentioned earlier, other than the big man and my immediate family, my husband, my kids, my grandkids, my family, I'm supposed to work on me. Who else can do it? Gotta start with the man in the mirror. Woo-hoo! I'm not a singer at all. Obviously, that's why I ain't making the mega bucks out on the big stage, because I can't sing a lick, but that's okay. I'm going to start with this woman right here in the mirror, and y'all come on with me. We're going to get there all the way to the end, baby.